Anyways, yeah, that didn't work out so well. Let's try again. On Ascension 4 with the Automaton. Bosses are now deadlier. Rare colorless card to obtain. I think boss cards have been excluded from that pool. So, well, the cards that generated boss cards as well, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Yeah, it's the classic colorless cards. I'm gonna go with Chrysalis because zero cost skills are potentially very powerful with the Automaton. We have done a run based around metamorphosis before. Let's try doing something with Chrysalis this time. I do want to get 2 elites because that's the most amount of elites I can get on this floor anyways. Later merchant is probably better here. Sure. Do we want the extra strength early? I feel like we do. No. We upgrade the Chrysalis. It's gonna be very important. Let's play Chrysalis. Oh. Terminator has been changed. Oh! If this is the last card in the sequence, function gains play this again. So it's now on Terminator. Okay. Force shields being zero cost is very nice. Boost is very nice. Front load, okay. That's a very relevant set of skills we gained there. Let's make front load boost replicate. The sturdy boost, 15 block, retain and some damage. I'm also gonna actually retain that card so we can use it when we actually need to defend. Go to Bronze Armor Terminator. It's gonna be draw a card, gain an artifact twice. And let's block with a sturdy boost. Return. Gain an energy and draw an additional card at the start of the next X turns. That might be good. Helps us draw into our Chrysalis cards faster. Next turn gains 7 block and code. That's just such a powerful block card for zero cost. I like it quite a bit. It also doesn't disturb our zero cost functions we make from Chrysalis, but mostly I'm worried about not having enough damage at the moment. So, I'm gonna pick up the return. My priority for future card picks is definitely on damage. Terminator, deal 4, twice, draw 2. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Still solid. For loop. The next card you encode causes X additional copies to also be encoded. Let's see what we get from get latest. Invoke isn't particularly exciting. I'm gonna go for invoke, defend, then return, and then a for loop. So we get an extra draw and extra energy for the next 2 turns. Let's encode 2 replicates. And then constructor. Use force field to defend. Wait, we kill. Wild beam. That's definitely not the offensive option I was looking for. But it should be workable. Shell is tempting as well. But I'm gonna go with the Wild Beam, just because we need damage. Urgently. Sharpened Fragment could give us that type of damage. But it's not particularly strong with this character. We do have access to some strength gain. With cards like Boost and Philosophize. But it's relatively dangerous as this character to go for strength gain usually. I'm gonna go gain the Broken Wing statue. Maybe I can get the event where you can actually turn that in. You duck into a small hut. Inside, you find what appears to be a forge. The smithing tools are covered with dust, yet a fire roars inside the furnace. You feel on edge. I could tinker here. Upgrade 3 random cards with encode. We have Replicate and Go-To and Wild Beam. That's 3 upgrades on relevant cards. That might be better than gaining the Warped Tongues and a Pain. I like it. That's just given us a huge boost to our potential. I don't think we need to upgrade the return right now. Let's rest instead. Not rest. Recall instead. Protective Goggles. If you end your turn with no cards in the sequence, gain 4 block. Interesting. I don't know how often we're gonna be able to make use of that, but there's certainly potential. Well, we're gonna be able to use it right here to get out an extra attack. It's funny that the Automaton has goggles as an item, despite not having a head. Shell get latest overheat. Don't really like the idea of overheat. I do like get latest. It's another 0 cost card we can encode. Yeah, I'm just gonna gain that for the next 3 turns. Defend, Wild Beam. I'm gonna go for the damage here instead of Chrysalis, just because this fight is rather short. Cut through. I don't mind that at all. Maybe we can draw into our function again? Apparently not. Fine. Infinite beams. At the start of each turn, add a minor beam to your hand. How much? Well, it's a source of damage. They are 0 cost, so they can help. They can easily be in our functions with Chrysalis cards. Yeah, okay. I will try this. Evil Within, Panacea, Max Output, Deprecate Spaghetti Code. None of these really excite me. What really excites me is the kunai, but I can't afford it. Kunai with infinite beams would be very nice. Maybe just take a Bronze Scales. Who's our boss? Ironclad. Bronze Scales would be very nice against Silent. Against Ironclad, I think we want... maybe the Toolbox? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Toolbox here. That can be quite nice. Madness, Blind, and the Bomb. I'm gonna go with the Blind here for some weakness. Wild Scratch. Nice. Quick kill there. Dex potion. Happy to have it. Do we want a backtrace? Innate. I don't think so. Oil spill. Probably not either. Mayhem, Dramatic Entrance, Madness. Maybe we can get away with playing a Mayhem here. But I think Dramatic Entrance is generally pretty good here. 13, 19, 25. I was solid. Iterate Bronze Armor. Is Bronze Armor something we're interested in? I don't think so. Iterate might be. There can be a good source of damage. Deep Breath, Impatience, Mind Blast. Mind Blast, yeah, our deck is too small for that. I'm gonna go with Impatience here. It will pretty often be active for a deck like this. Definitely want to set up Chrysalis. I'm gonna go and use the Return and then Encoder Replicate. Ah, Spaghetti Codes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wake up here because I'm gonna be playing 2 Spaghetti Codes. Until the sequence is full. Let's go with Boost. Philosophize. No, Recursive Strike. Compile and code 2 copies of Strike. That's not bad. Deal 6 damage 2 times. Also not bad. Dark Dash. Let's just make a impactful 2-cost function here. Maybe a less impactful. Oh yeah, right. We already had these strikes in there. I forgot about that. Whoops. This is still very good damage. And here we have Boost Shell for an absolutely insane defensive card. 0 gains 16 block and a blur. And we gain 2 strength out of that as well. 2 strength? 4 strength, I think. Yeah, that was pretty explosive. Toxic Egg. Nice. Whenever you add a skill to your deck upgraded, we could add a front load right here, but I feel like I don't want that. No, we can't just rely on Chrysalis for defense. We need some defensive cards, and front load is probably fine for that regard. Gonna go with an Apotheosis on turn 1. Upgrade our entire deck. Buggy Mess. Let's see what we draw into. Didn't play Chrysalis again. I think Metamorphosis is definitely the stronger option out of these two, but Infinite Beams is 8 damage. But it might help us generate a function. Wait, it's actually just 4 damage. And the chance of it helping us getting to a function was very minor. Oh well. We lost 5 damage on the merchant here. Could be worse. Force Shield, Repulsor, Merge Conflict. Like having a Force Shield in this deck. I think we can pretty easily encode a number of times. Class Default, Invoke. I think I'm gonna go with the card removal on Strike actually. Sure, let's do an elite before the boss. Do I want violence or transmutation? Not secret weapon, I don't think. I'm gonna go with transmutation here. Just play it on turn 1. Hopefully get some good 0 costs. Not that exciting. Gonna go aggressive here. We are luckily immune to the vulnerable thanks to our artifacting. Minor beam again. I do want this function now. Is that a kill? 13 plus 18. Yeah, that's... No, that's 1 damage short, right? But there we go. Arumba's Pocket Sentry. At the start of each turn alternates between dealing 7 damage to a random enemy and applying 1 weak to all enemies. I really like that relic a lot. Bit Shift. Is that interesting? Is that helpful for us? No. I don't think I want a second front load or iterate right now. So let's move on. Madness, Finesse, Mayhem. I'm gonna go with the Finesse because I can't see us setting up Mayhem, but Madness might have been worth it. Infinite Beams. Let's also use Go-To here. Delayed Wall is just defensive and draw, so no need to play that right now. Liquid Bronze, gain 3 Thorns. Buggy Mess Plus and Assembly Plus. Assembly Plus could be nice. I don't think I want a Buggy Mess in the deck. Dark Shackles. That's definitely not a bad idea. Oh, a boost. Yes, please. So we don't even need the Dark Shackles this turn. Didn't get the Chrysalis out though. Assembling a Replicate and a Front Loaded sounds good. Ouch. Was quite a bit of damage to take. Enemies weakened this turn. This is gonna be one of the more expensive function, but we don't have to play it right now. It's time to finally get the chrysalis out. Even though I probably should have waited with that. Wasn't the greatest turn to Dark Shackle, but it was the best defense I had at that time. Gonna go front load here. Let's see what we can... there's only 3 cards in the deck. The only thing... yeah, that's still worth it. I'm gonna overload for an artifact here. Artifact is nice right now. 10 damage, 12 block. Or I could use the copying wall instead. I mean, I have the energy this turn. I'm gonna keep the 0 cost one around for later. There we go. That worked out decently well. Summon Orb, Clean Code and Recursive Strike. Code 2 copies of Strike Plus. Wow, that's such a powerful upgrade. Clean Code. Remove all negative compile effects from cards in the sequence. Lasts for the next 3 functions created. Upgrades for 2 last for 4 functions. We also have Summon Orb. Whenever you create or play a function, gain 6 block and deal 6 damage to a random enemy. Whenever you create or play a function. Sure. That sounds very powerful. Pandora's Box. 7 cards? Yeah. Uy. Whew. Merge Conflict, Recursive Strike, Fortify, Follow, Mutate or Fine Tuning, Invalidate. Luckily, some of them are already upgraded thanks to the Toxic Egg. What are we missing now? What's our defense? We have a front load and we have a chrysalis. That's our defense. We have a force shield as well. That's gonna get scary. I do wanna visit a shop to perhaps remove... a Mutator is actually okay. Follow up is okay. Fortify... I mean, I'm not entirely happy with what we have here, but it's also not terrible. Basically what we need is extra energy and extra block. Assembly is definitely helpful. I think we need rest sites more than elites right now. Do I want an early merchant? I don't know. But I'm gonna start here anyways. Yeah, no, if we go to that early merchant, we can break these keys. Should have gone with another direction, I think. Although it's not that big of a deal. Mutator retains on upgrade. Huh. That helps with getting rid of statuses in my deck, transforming them into strength. That's actually quite a decent upgrade, but I'm gonna go with Summon Orb first. Good Instincts, Panacea Trip, I'm gonna go with the straight up defense because most likely we're not gonna have a whole lot of it. I'm gonna encode a couple of replicates here. I'm gonna take 6, but we now have the summon orb active. I really don't want to mix front loaded with these replicates. I'm gonna look into the get latest. Infinite loop. Add a copy of this card into your hand and increase. Yeah, that's just good. $12 block already. Let's invalidate, getting us back the infinite loop. Can assemble, go to... Don't need infinite beams or mutator or fine tuning at all here. And there we go. Cut through delayed slice bug barrage. I'll take a delayed slice. That sounds quite good. It also helps us get more functions. Enlightenment is actually quite good here because we have a lot of 2-cost cards. Let's go with recursive, compile, and actually get latest. Ooh, another infinite loop. Very, very strong. Oh yeah, this only works this turn, so it's not that great yet. And no weakness this turn, and no defense either. So it looks like we're just gonna take 20. There's nothing we can do about it. Unless we kill this turn. Iterate, invalidate, for loop, infinite loop. Bye bye merchant. Yep. That was good. That was very good. Optimize has a point with Chrysalis for sure. Upgrade the next 5 cards you encode that can be upgraded? Sure. Man, that was really lucky. Getting the merchant kill right here. That was very, very good. There's Apotheosis. Do we need it? Probably less so with Optimize in the deck. I do like Meat on the Bone for some sustain. Barbell. How many unupgraded cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right now. Well, we could make use of that if we picked up some more cards. I'm gonna take the Meat on the Bone just for the sustain. Which cards are the worst in this deck right now? Honestly, I think most of them kind of have well, all of them pretty much do work at the moment. It's weird. I really don't see anything I want to remove from the deck. So I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it at that. Curse or for 200 souls or a relic. Well, the relic isn't guaranteed to give us a curse. My priorities might have shifted now, and I might actually want to go for some elites. We did get a right, but we got a molten egg. I wish I had that a bit earlier, but it's still gonna be useful, I guess. See if we can't get a Hand of Greed kill here. I'm gonna use Fortify so I can gain the dex relatively early. Constructor. Sure, that will help. Do I want to encode massive numbers of recursive strikes and then generate massive numbers of strikes? I don't think so. Not right now. Well, it's not like I can do it right now. I do want that function though. And I want it to be 0 cost, even if I have to take a vulnerability for it. It's 10 block. But this... the enemy will hit for 10 extra. So I guess it's kind of free at the moment. I could just death tools to batch it and not play the invalidate. That might be where we go with what we go with here. And then I think we front load. And I'm not gonna play the invalidate because I don't want to be vulnerable this turn. Let's see what's in here. This is currently gonna be a 2 cost. Which is fine, but I'm also gonna make a sturdy wall for just a ridiculous amount of block on a single card. That wasn't ideal, but I think we'll do just fine. Summon Orb means I can play Sturdy Beam, which might be necessary this turn. Null Pointer isn't bad here. Especially with cards like Minor Beam. Can we get a kill? We can. Okay. Wasn't the Hand of Greed kill, but still. Piercing Shot, Buggy Mess. I don't really want a Buggy Mess in the deck, but the energy is kind of tempting. I probably should go with Turbo instead, if I want the energy. Although we do have Mutator. Okay, fine. Energy Potion, still pretty good for us. Let's break the Emerald for the extra dex every fight. I'm gonna upgrade the Mutator for Retain now. With the Buggy Mess in our deck, that becomes relevant. Meal Ticket, whenever you enter shop, heal 15 HP. That's nice, but I think I'm gonna go with the Sapphire Key instead. Locket requires a strike or defend. I wonder, does also upgrade all strikes and defense, and that doesn't require one of these? I feel like recursive strike is the weakest link right now. Well, once we have the no curses left in the deck, it's gonna be the weakest link. Sadistic nature. How many debuffs do we apply? We have the mass. Did we? Yeah, the invalidate. We have the invalidate, but that's about it, huh? I'm gonna go with the Master of Strategy. I'm looking for Summon Orbs most importantly here. But that doesn't seem to be available right now. Recursive Strike fine-tuning seems very good. I'm gonna get latest first. Delayed Slice? That's 14 damage. This will be another 6. Another 4 to this guy. Now if we only had the chance to compile this turn. Well, we do. With the energy potion. Simple strike. Yeah, that was decent. Deal 8 damage 3 times. Let's optimize. I think this is a good turn to invalidate. Let's assemble, a fortify, and a replicate. Don't want a wound. I'm actually gonna take a buggy mess as well. Just to gain the 2 decks immediately. The wound isn't a terrible draw, actually quite decent because I have the mutator. That wasn't bad at all. There we go. Hi Zordi, welcome. The boot. Whenever you would deal 4 or less unblocked attack damage, increase it to 5 and we get another dex potion. There's a shell. No, I don't think we want a shell. The blur is tempting, but we don't really have enough block anyways to make the blur work for us very well. My favorite downfall character, I would say Champ. Really like the Champ. But honestly, all of them are pretty awesome. I'm gonna go for a Flash of Steel here for the extra draw. Merge Conflict, Delayed Slice. That's not really gonna be great. I could also for loop the Delayed Slice. I can't really defend with this hand at all. Snecko has definitely become a lot more interesting with the beta. That's for sure. Looks like we're on a good track here. Let's make replicate. Go to buggy mess, why not? Anything interesting in these? Not really. Yeah, now has become quite a bit more challenging, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna encode all of these. Nice. Oil spill. I don't think that's what we want. I think this is a skip. Yeah, the turbo could work, but the downside is very real. Gonna go with the violence here. I think I'll go for damage right now. Let's go buggy mess. Whoops, wrong target. Just kill 2 targets right away. We don't have block this turn, but we're only gonna take 7 damage, which is totally acceptable for this fight. It looks like we are gonna take some more damage this turn though. Okay, still acceptable. We activated the meat on the bone, so everything's fine. Toy Ornithopter, whenever you use a potion heal for 5 HP, very nice. It's 15 HP already with the potions we currently have. Invoke, that might actually be good with the 2 costs we have. And it's another block card, which I'm certainly not sad to have. Let's break the Sapphire for the max HP. Fortify is a relevant upgrade with the additional dex. Infinite Beams is very relevant because it upgrades all of these beams. Iterate hits an extra time. I don't think Merge Conflict is critical, we're not using it that often. Recursive Strike is a huge damage up. I think we go with Recursive Strike here. It's actually fine. I think it's better than Merge Conflict. Impatience versus thinking ahead versus metamorphosis. I like metamorphosis in this character, but it might not be impactful enough. Thinking about how to do this turn. Think it starts with get latest. A delayed strike, huh? That won't quite work out. To kill everyone here. Well, all the small fry. That guy is a bother. Oh, 45 still an attack. Extra energy doesn't benefit me right now. Let's use a wild beam to kill that guy. Start a new function and then dish out some big damage, actually. Nice to have the weakness this turn, but my hand is pretty bad. Can we get something with assembly? We could get a buggy mess and a replicate. We could also get an invoke, which will be a bit better. Anything else I want to discard? Probably the optimizer right now. Does buggy mess any help here? Sure, let's take it. Probably not Chrysalis though. Well, that wasn't the order I was hoping for. Oh no! No, I had the for loop or the merge conflict still active. I definitely didn't want to compile right there. That was really bad. This is not going well. Yeah, this is what I'm worried about. Oh, we might be okay here. We just have to kill. Tiny chest. Every fourth room is a treasure. Fourth question mark room is a treasure room. I should have used a potion. I can't drink these potions out of combat, huh? I want the colorless potion though. It's generally quite good. Do we now want a shell? I think we now might want a shell. Blue candle. Unplayable curse cards can now be played whenever you play a curse exhausted and lose an HP. Let's actually go for blind here for the weakness. I'm also gonna drink a colorless potion. Magnetism? No, let's go with Master of Strategy instead. Do want to summon orbs, but the only defense in this hand is Force Shield. Okay, Safeguard works. Enemies were already weakened. Maybe I should have merged conflict as safeguard. It's time to summon an orb. Oh, it actually summons an orb. I haven't even realized that before. Start compiling functions. That gives us a chunk of energy. Which we can use for pretty good effect for a kill. Entropic Brew. Fill all your empty potion slots with random potions, which is very nice with the toy ornithopter. There's also Overload here. Tempting. Probably not amazing here. Probably still worth picking up. Because even if Overload isn't amazing in a certain situation, it's still generally quite a good card. I'm going for Violence. I think I'm also gonna use a Dex potion for this fight. Let's see. Assembly? Assembly does make sense. What do I want? Probably not Invoke here. Wild Beam, Replicate, Invalidate. I don't want Force Shield yet. That can gladly come later. Let's do Violence. I really wish I had extra energy here, but I am gonna use this Blur right now. I have extra energy. Could play the Iterate. Sure. We'll see. You took... This bronze orb took the summon orbs from me. Why are they... Can't I like hack them and convert them to my side? That would be nice. Invoke gives me 2 energy to play Chrysalis a bit easier. Let's get latest a separator. Fine, I'm gonna use a separator in the first slot here. Mutator for the strength. Is there anything left to assemble? Buggy Mess, front load. There's quite a bit left to assemble. But I think I want to fine tune. Well, I could always just like put only 1 card in there. I don't think I need a turbo at all. And then fine tune this. Do I want to play these with the overload? These have been altered, so they should be quite good. Oh, it showed their altered versions being played, but it didn't actually have the effect of the altered versions. Interesting. Incoming is 27. I think it's time to take 5 and summon our orbs. I can see me dying pretty quickly here to these claws. But who knows? We do have some dex, some strength, and a few pretty solid functions right now. Blur is also helping quite a bit. This overload is pretty bad, but I might still play it. Is there more blur in my hand? There isn't, but I might draw into it. This isn't the blur. The blur is recursive shell, huh? Well, at least we're gaining decent strength. Enemies flawed, so they lose some of their cards and turn them into statuses, which is definitely good for us. Oh! Well, we scaled so fast I didn't even notice that we had the kill. Infinite loop. There's also sentient form. Whenever you encode a card, increase all numbers on it by 1. That's a bit expensive. And not even that amazing. Not bad, but can compete with the power that is Infinite Loop, in my opinion. Black Star, Calling Bell, Fusion Hammer. I think it has to be Fusion Hammer. We are pretty well set with upgrades already. I would like to upgrade this Fortify. Maybe the Iterate and the Infinite Beam. Maybe the Get Latest, but these are all not critical upgrades. And the energy is very important. Watcher is gonna be our final boss. I think we can go back to elite hunting. We already broke all the keys. We already killed the merchant, but we can still benefit from going to another one. Rest sites aren't that important for us anymore because we don't have the ability to upgrade and we don't have any keys left to break. So I think I like question marks quite a bit, and obviously elite fights. Other than that, visiting a merchant might be a good idea. I can probably go for this late merchant. Well, not much we can do here. I'm gonna go with the discovery. It's only this turn, so it's not that amazing with this character. Sneaky Slice. It does retain, it also exhausts. Let's see what's in here. Find and replace. Let's actually assemble something. It's only a small assembly though. Iterate. Probably don't need the mute. There are burns. We will take burns. Not this turn though. So I don't need it that urgently. We don't have the energy to play that many expensive cards. I think I prefer Summon Orbs over Chrysalis right now. Do we summon orbs now? I think we summon orbs and then Sneaky Slice. That gives us the necessary defense. And now we probably should try to look for a kill pretty soon. This is a bit weird. That will probably work. Well, yeah, that's actually quite good. And we have the kill next turn, almost certainly. Flail. I like that, but it's expensive. Maybe I want something more defensive, like a constructor. Yep, constructor is really good for us at this current spot. Cause we're still a bit low on defensive cards. Hand of Greek kills might be quite difficult here. Actually, maybe not. Not sure. I could... No, this doesn't work. I can't for loop infinite loop, right? That just doesn't work. Not even with a buggy mess somehow. I would need a function with a buggy mess in it. See what we draw. That's actually quite good. Giving us 4 energy back. Yep, that was solid. Do I try to go for the Hand of Greed kill? It's probably a bad idea. Well, with a defensive card like this, maybe it's actually fine. Need to keep in mind that I have a follow back def. Which I'm just gonna spend on a minor beam. Now if we draw Hand of Greed, we can get the kill with it. We did not. Can we defend at least? Not without killing. Fine. Don't want to take damage here. Was worth a shot. None of those, thank you. Through secret passages known only to the constructs of the Spire, you enter a chamber designed for maintenance and repairs on automaton models. The tools available here will be of certain use to you. Craft, gain bottled code, lose 10 max HP. Upon pickup, choose a card within code. Start each combat with this card in the sequence. Nice. Reforge, remove a rare card, gain 10 max HP and heal to full. We could use that on Mutator, maybe? Remove a card, gain a random card within code. I kinda want a bottled code. And I kinda want it to be on Fortify. So we can get early decks from that. And Fortify is pretty annoying to play. With the Magic Tongs, you carefully embed a weapon directly into your core. Bzzzt. Seems like coding yourself is not as easy as you thought. That's why we lost 10 max HP. Makes sense. Upgrade all cards, lose heart blessings and 10 max HP. Huh. That will put us down to 53. Upgrading our cards is very, very nice. Still. But I think the extra strength, the extra dex, these are quite useful. And fighting the Watcher without the bonus card we gain from the blessings might be rough. Let's fight for the rare relic. Maybe I should have gone for the normalities actually. Maybe. Maybe not. Mind Blast? I'm gonna go with Enlightenment. Which I'm gonna use on this merge conflict. So I can double play this go-to. Let's start removing their artifact. Sure, let's play this. Optimize goes up. Return, for loop, and then double shell. So we have some blur. We have a lot of statuses. I don't want a mutator right now. And by that I meant I didn't want to waste the mutator. Because we can use it for strength now. Let's also use a constructor. I think a front load and an invoke for a very defensive retain card that we can use for the hyper beam turn. That's gonna be quite useful. We could also use it now with all the blur we are generating. But I'd rather play other stuff instead. We still have a wound in the deck. I'm gonna keep the mutator around for that. This is a 1 cost. I don't really want to make it 2 cost. I'm gonna go with fine tuning to improve the infinite loop scaling. And we just win before we even have to deal with hyper beams or anything like that. Mango up on pickup, raise your max HP by 14. That's actually very nice. I'm also gonna drop the artifact potion for an energy potion because our deck is pretty energy hungry. Another constructor complements our defensive cards very nicely. Can we set up a mayhem on the first turn? Maybe. I wanna try. Let's assemble front load and recursive strike. Probably should have included a few other things in there, and then we played for defense. 19. Invalidate. That will make them deal 9 more damage, so 30 in total, but we gain 4 more block. That's not worth it. Yeah, I'm just gonna set up the mayhem. Could have done the constructor to not take any damage, but I'm willing to take 2 for a mayhem here. Okay, that's a merge for 4. Deprecate is not what I want out of that. I would just weaken myself and the enemy forever. That's not great. Gonna go with an Armorer's Tincture for defense here and then replicate. Just fill stuff up with more replications. And we're just generating a ton of defense here with the Armorer's Tincture and the Blur to hold for future turns. What was that? It wasn't a... oh no, it was a fine-tuning. Okay. Not the best card to play here. We need some defense. I'm gonna go Infinite Loop. And then return Invoke. Return Invoke. Play the Infinite Loop again and then Old Loop. That's actually the full block. Nice. Okay, that's not bad. Let's optimize Infinite Slice and Infinite Loop. Then we just Chrysalis. Yeah, Chrysalis seems a lot less good than Metamorphosis. Still not bad, but a bit harder to use. Face me and my infinite armor, which destroys you. Thread and Needle. Start each combat with 4 plated armor. Very nice. And Molotov. Apply 30 soul burn. Boost. Compile. Gain 3 strength. Tempting. But I'm gonna go with the Infinite Beams plus. I wanna compile more. Pantograph at the start of boss combats. Gain 20... heal 25 HP, rather. Gremlin Horn. Whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. Let's go with Violence here. Fortress. What else do we want up there? Iterate, I think. Then we fine-tune those and add a Wild Beam. Actually, a Recursive Strike to the mix. That's good damage. But we also want some defense, so I'm gonna go with Buggy Mess into Constructor. That's a good attack to end on. 70 block. Might as well compile this while I can. No reason to play the Simple Strike or the Wild Beam here, really. Although the Wild Beam... nope. I don't need to compile this right now. This one, though, I do want... draw last. My bad. Not ideal. Let's go with the Summon Orbs so we can... fine, I'll compile here. Draw 2, deal 5, gain 11. That's gonna be our last attack this turn. I'm just gonna go with the Mutator. I don't want to risk getting a curse from this enemy. The Infinite Arrow. There's the curse attack. Let's prevent it by changing their intent. It's a hit for 39. Sure. We'll prevent that easily by killing the enemy. Dex Potion. I think I like that over a Molotov. I'll take a delay card. I think we now have enough defense. We don't need the rest, so we probably will take another enemy over that. Well, no block this turn. Except for our plated armor. I want that loop up there. And I'm also gonna play the invalid loop. For good damage. I want all the damage we can do right now. It's actually a good chunk of block, but it kills, so the block doesn't even matter. Philosophize for strength gaining. It's pre-upgraded too. It's hard to turn down. Should I heal for 9? Yeah, probably. Why not? Better than a fight, I think. Infinite loop does work properly now, yes. Let's see what's in the store. Ooh, Rod of Bolstering Flame. The first time you play a power card each combat gains 6 block and a strength. We usually play a power card pretty early on. There's also Clockwork Souvenir. Start each fight with an artifact. Evil Within is also nice, especially if it's our only... the only way we generate boss cards, so they don't get in each other's way at all. Do we have anything we really want to remove? If so, that would probably be the merge conflict. I could see removing that. If we had the money to buy Clockwork Souvenir and a card removal, that's probably what I would do. I'm also interested in having a repulsor just for the Niao fight. To deal with these curses. Might not work as well unupgraded though. Yeah, that's a problem. I'm gonna go with the Clockwork Souvenir here. And no repulsor. That means I probably don't want to go to this merchant again. Let's see what we draw here. I think we philo, fine tune, and then front load. And then start gaining strength. We can do that next turn. I want the infinite loop up there. Wait, did that just... No, I haven't played a power yet. Let's gain the strength now. And invoke. So we can infinite loop again. I should have played the constructor first. Whoops. My bad. Chrysalis and Summon Orb are cards I want to play. Let's go with Summon Orb into Buggy Mess. Infinite Sadness. What a name for a card. If I for loop infinite loop, I will have a function with just I can have a function with just infinite loops, and we'll have a lot of infinite loops in hand. But they cost 1, so I can't just infinitely loop them. Start with an invalidate into iterate. We have so much strength, the iterate is quite good. But so is the recursive strike. Let's see what... Ooh. Free recursive strike. Let's iterate and then for loop the recursive strike, that's free. That's a pretty significant effect. If you get 3 from Metamorphosis, or if you get 1 from Get Latest and then for loop that one, that's already an infinite. Let's encode fragments. That is indeed lethal. Courier. The merchant restocks cards, relics, and potions. All prices are reduced by 20%. Spiked energy drink, which I don't need. Iterate is still good. Yeah, we have pretty huge strength gain now. I'll spend my soul on the final floor. Just gonna go with the good instincts here. Early summon orbs seems nice. Let's also set up this. Good instincts for some defense. Well, we're mostly defended here. Things are gonna get better. Well, I lose the infinite loop now, but that's okay. Well, lose it from hand, not from the deck or anything like that. Philosophize seems very nice against this enemy. And now with these minor beams every turn, we should have a pretty easy way to end this fight. There we go. Delayed slice, it's way too late for cultist strike, return, I don't think I want any of these. Another writhing mass. I'm gonna go with an early chrysalis here. If I can. Looks like that's easily possible. Solid recur. It's a pretty large hit you're going to do there, my friend. Yeah, I'm gonna roll it. Nice. That was pretty lucky. Glad I got a low hit there. I think I might want the summon orbs. I probably want everything here but the mutator. This character would be so nutty with Chrono Boost. Yeah. They would. Certainly. Just want this combo. This function to compile. Let's iterate, fine tune. An infinite loop. Then just throw functions at them until they are dead. Do we actually kill them? We don't. Should have played summon orbs, then we would have. But it's fine. We'll get the kill here. Spaghetti code. Piercing shot, oil spill. I'm gonna take a spaghetti code. An upgraded one seems fine. Sure. Let's do menace things. Fleeting Faith. Watch against 1 mantra. Whenever you play a card, Watcher loses 5 mantra at the start of their turn. Her turn. Watcher's Divinity stance is permanent. Why is this making such annoying sounds? Infinite beams might be a problem here. I'm gonna gain the dex. Let's spaghetti code it up. Dark Dash and early access, yes. That seems good. Nine damage, 13 block, 9 damage, 16 damage. Insert a random status. That's reasonable. Their plated armor is almost down, but they will gain 6 more. I'm not sure I even want the infinite beams against this opponent. I think I don't. They are frail this turn. Swivel, huh? They're gonna set that up. Gonna iterate fine-tuning. Sure, the delayed slice doesn't benefit that much from it, but the iterate certainly does. Let's set up the constructor. And I'm gonna leave it at that. There's my summon orb, I really wanted that. Conjuring Blade and signature move. We need some defense this turn. We don't have a whole lot without this force shield. So I wanna try to compile. That means Wild Beam iterate, because invalidate this turn seems dangerous, say the least. Then Force Shield because 21 block as opposed to 19. Is that really a good reason? Let's see what the Entropic Brew gives us. These are alright, but I mean, the Vexing Draught is quite nice, actually, against the final boss, especially. I think 19 block, 11 damage, deal 3 damage 3 times. Yeah, that should be worth playing. Don't really want to make my vulnerability exhaust. That's not really what we want to do here. So I guess I'll use this rather suboptimally. And yes, we'll give you 1 extra mantra this turn. Here comes the devotion. There's also an expanger. I want both of these out. We can play another card here. I'm gonna look for a colorless. Yeah, with the boss cards no longer in the pool, it's a bit less exciting, huh? Just gonna get a Master of Strategy, but not play it right now, because the only card I really want to draw into is Buggy Mess. And that wouldn't even be that good. Let's set up beta build so we can get closer to full release. And then Buggy Mess. Sort of random status, gain an energy. Probably not right now. I don't want this function to play over and over again, right? But I could. No, I can't. But I can set up the infinite beta. Insert 2 random status cards. Well, let's assemble a full release. 14 damage, is that good enough? What else is there to compile? What do we want? Recursive strike? Would be good. That's good damage. Philosophize, gain a strength each turn. Gain a strength and deal damage each turn. That would be nice. But infinite loop is also decent damage. Nowhere near as much damage as the other one, but still solid. I could just merge conflict and hope I draw into recursive strike. At the start of your turn. And this is the problem, we can not play any encode cards at the moment. 21 block, 12 block, that's a decent amount of block. Well, should have used the vulnerability first there. 39 incoming, let's return. I could have used the mutator actually, and I should have. That's what we do then. The start of your turn, deal 9 damage 2 times. Wait, it became 2 cost? Wasn't it 3 cost? A full recur. And then I think we just wait. We don't need to push our mantra. We have so much passive damage now with the deal 36 damage at the start of our turn. Obviously it stops benefiting from strength because it's now a power. Still not bad. This is how we block, I guess. Put up the Invoke, because why not? If we just never let this enemy get into Divinity, we will be fine. Gonna go for delay card for some block next turn. Not gonna... No, actually I will play that as well. This is good damage and block. We don't really need strength, and we definitely don't want to give her strength. I'm gonna play a shell though. 8 mantra, that's fine. That does actually trigger the mantra. Twice. Not that it matters, because we have delayed iterate. Oh! Right, Tori. But yeah, that's the kill. Now Watcher isn't too bad actually. Just need to be very careful maneuvering around the mantra and having good block at the huge damage turns, and then everything is fine. Rematch against the Merchant. Let's go with the Violence. Soul Stealer has the strength he earned from Soul Steal this run and gains an equal amount of dex. That's not a huge deal. I think I'm gonna start with Spaghetti Code, trying to make a good 2-cost function. Yeah, that's pretty good. 9 damage, 11 block, 9 damage, 11 block, and another 9 damage at the end. Then we construct or philosophize and finish that with a solid dash. I'm gonna save the violence for a later time. Because we had such a good first hand that we really didn't need to play it right there. Here... Bomb is not blowing up yet, so no damage incoming. We do have a couple of voids in the deck we could mutate out of. The later point, I'm gonna Constructor here. Just get that function ready, then return. I'm also gonna for loop actually. So we have 1 merge ready right now, which we could use for an infinite loop. That wouldn't be the worst thing. We could also use it for a front load. I wouldn't mind that at all. Yeah, I think the front load is actually a good choice here. Let's mutate this void and then force field for defense. That bomb is 50 damage actually, so we're not fully defended even with that. That's fine though. It's just 8 damage, and we do have the Toy Ornithopter, so we can gain back a couple of health with our potions. Let's make this 0-cost function ready. Let's trigger... Oh, we already triggered the Rod of Bolstering Flame, I forgot. Backtrace. I think we want a defense with the delayed wall here. Let's also play Go To and Optimize. I don't want to be vulnerable this turn. No, I don't care. No, yeah, I'm fully defended because of the plated armor and the other the goggles, protective goggles. These help us quite a bit. Do we have a merge? We don't have a merge right now. Incoming is 60 damage. How do we defend against 60 damage with this hand? We have literally no block in the entire hand. Can we draw cards? I don't see any way to draw cards either. That's a problem. That's what I would call a problem. Do I want to play Buggy Mess here? Not yet. Gonna go Wild Beam, then Fine Tune Overload. Well, now I'm hoping for Lee's Waffle. Bomb is blowing up this turn. So if we don't deal with that, we die. Can we deal with it? Doesn't look like it. Can certainly try. $16. I don't have an empty. Yeah, that kills us. Whoops. I'm gonna retry this fight. I wonder if it's possible at all for us to do. That's super scary. I should probably drink the Vexing Grot here. I didn't think this fight would be so scary. Maybe Transmutation helps? Might as well try. That isn't bad at all. Do want to keep that Constructor up there. That's for sure. Get a merge ready. Can you use that on the infinite loop? Finish the function, mostly to get the block from protective goggles as well. This time around I can keep the infinite wall around for block later on. That might help. Huh. But I don't have a lot of block in this hand either, so this is dicey. Well, we can refresh our potions after this fight at least. Didn't this have compiled raw cards? That sucks. Protective goggles and orichalcum should stack, yes. Maybe this time around we might actually be able to get a kill pretty soon. Maybe? We are still alive, are we? Aren't we? We aren't. 50 damage, 36 block, 12 health. Playing these doesn't help. It actually hurts us. Yeah, I think we are done here. Lost to the merchant. Well, this deck was a bit of a mess anyways. I mostly stumbled into via Pandora's box. I think I had a few too many cards that didn't really do what I needed to. Well, we got some unlocks at least. Electromagnetic coil. Functions are now made up of 4 cards. Whoa, this is crazy. Timepiece. All functions you compile gain retain. Very nice. Oh, that sounds so good. And mallet. At the start of each combat, add 2 copies of fine-tuning plus to your hand. Also like that a lot. These are some very nice relics. Well, didn't manage to get a Niao kill today, but at least we did beat the Act 3 boss, so we should have unlocked Ascension level 5 on the Automaton with that.